Welcome to Exam Sale. This script breaks down the syllabus for the Salesforce Certified Platform Developer exam and sets a clear study path for developers preparing for certification. The exam focuses on 4 domains with exact weights you should prioritize: process automation and logic at 30%, user interface at 25%, developer fundamentals at 23%, and testing, debugging, and deployment at 22%. I will summarize what each domain tests, the difficulty, the estimated study hours, and the key topics you must master. Use these weights to allocate your study time and practice with scenario-based and hands-on exercises. Process automation and logic carries 30% of the exam and is marked as hard with an estimated 35 hours of study and scenario-based assessment. This domain focuses on business logic implementation using declarative tools and Apex code, and it tests your ability to choose between Flow and Apex based on capabilities and performance. You will learn Apex classes and interfaces, sharing rules with sharing and without sharing, collections, exception handling, and object-oriented principles, plus trigger syntax, handler patterns, bulkification, save order of execution, and DML error handling. Practical skill here means implementing scalable, maintainable logic and judging when to stay low code and when to code. User interface is 25% of the exam, rated medium difficulty with about 30 hours of study and hands-on plus conceptual assessment. The focus is on building custom interfaces using Lightning Web Components and Visualforce, so you will master LWC structure with HTML, JavaScript, and metadata, decorators like API, track and wire, lifecycle hooks, event handling and component communication. You will also learn to use Lightning Data Service and integrate the Salesforce Lightning Design System for consistent UI, and you will cover Visualforce pages, standard and custom controllers, controller extensions, partial page updates, and security considerations. Expect to demonstrate both component development and how UI layers interact with Apex and data services. Developer fundamentals makes up 23% of the exam, is medium difficulty with an estimated 25 hours of learning and a mix of conceptual and scenario-based questions. This domain covers core platform architecture and multi-tenancy including governor limits, the MVC pattern, and metadata-driven behavior, so you will need to explain resource sharing and transaction limits. You will also study data modeling and management, working with standard and custom objects, master detail and lookup relationships, formula fields, roll-up summaries and DML operations including partial success patterns. Finally, you will learn SOQL and SOSL, constructing select statements, relationship queries, aggregate functions and when to use SOSL versus SOQL with appropriate filters and ordering. Testing, debugging, and deployment accounts for 22% of the exam, is rated hard with about 20 hours of study and a mix of hands-on and conceptual assessment. You will learn the Apex testing framework, writing unit tests and test classes using as test and test setup annotations, generating test data, running single, bulk and negative scenario tests, and meeting the 75% code coverage requirement while using system runners to validate permissions. You will also master debugging tools such as debug logs, the developer console, query plan tool and checkpoints to troubleshoot governor limit issues and performance bottlenecks. For deployment and lifecycle management you will practice sandbox types, scratch orbs, change sets, the Salesforce CLI, the metadata API and continuous integration workflows for reliable releases. Use the domain weights and estimated learning hours to plan a study schedule that focuses most on process automation and logic, followed by user interface, developer fundamentals, and testing, debugging, and deployment. Combine scenario-based practice with hands-on projects. Review the official documentation and run sample deployments and tests until the workflows, limits, and debugging steps feel routine. Good luck on your preparation for the Salesforce Certified Platform Developer exam and study smart.